businesses investing in productive assets between now and December 2026 will benefit from unprecedented tax advantages, significantly reducing costs and stimulating investments in buildings, plant, machinery, and technology. We are also raising the annual turnover threshold for MSMEs to register for GCT from 10 million to 15 million. That should take a lot of pressure off a lot of businesses. And so today, I'm announcing the extension of the NHE Employer Arrears Amnesty Program from April 1 to May 31st, 2025. This extension provides employers in the micro, small, and medium enterprise business sector and charitable organizations with a valuable window to regularize their accounts and benefit from the waiver of penalties, interest, and arrears. On arrears. In the past, we used to say it is other people's fault. In the past, we used to hope that good friendships will come to our rescue. In the past, there are those who believe the world owed us something. That is not my stance, and I'm not run this government in that way.
I may say a Pancho Khalifa, I may MSC TV, run us up with facts, no fiction, you see, Bree?
We have the Prime Minister of my wonderful country here speaking at a business expo, and he's given us his future plans for the country. He spoke about making government service more efficient. He spoke about tax break. He spoke about a lot of things that I think that y'all need to hear. And no, I'm not a JLP and I'm not a PMP. I'm a citizen of Jamaica. A Jamaica that I want to see develop into somewhat of a first world country, because I have kids growing up. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you're new.
Reducing administrative delays and simplifying processes across government services, from motor vehicle registration to business licensing to development approvals. We will look at every single business process in government and determine whether or not it makes sense and remove it. I want you to appreciate this. The national budget is always taken up by various line items to effect steps and systems and processes that are not necessarily delivering results. And so there are those who will say, but why are you blaming technocrats and bureaucrats and so forth? Your government, you set the rules. I accept that. And that is why we're going to change the rules. To make them make sense. To make them serve the people. To make them support growth. So, a part of the SPEED initiative is the integration of technology. We must not fear technology. We must embrace technology. The technological revolutions that have happened in the past 200 years would have left Jamaica behind. We must not be left behind in the current technological revolution. I say to my manufacturers and all the people involved in production, embrace artificial intelligence. It is the greatest multiplier of productivity that we are going to see in this century. Make sure that you are on the cutting edge of embracing artificial intelligence. So we are accelerating the digitalization and transformation of Jamaica through our national broadband network. We have already started by connecting several schools and courthouses and local authorities, and that continues. Now, for those of you who are in business and about to make investments in new plants and construction. We have, under the Accelerated Capital Allowance Initiative, I don't know if you've been paying attention, if you heard my presentation. Businesses investing in productive assets between now and December 2026 will benefit from unprecedented tax advantages, significantly reducing costs and stimulating investments in buildings, plant, machinery, and technology. I urge you, if you were thinking about doing your investment in 5 years' time, bring it forward and take advantage of the incentives that we have given. We are also raising the annual turnover threshold for MSMEs to register for GCT from 10 million to 15 million. That should take a lot of pressure off a lot of businesses. On Tuesday, the Minister of Finance announced the extension of the tax amnesty. I have never received so many calls as I did, being petitioned, because people saw the benefit of it. It helps. And so today, I'm announcing the extension of the NHE Employer Arrears Amnesty Program from April 1 to May 31st, 2025. This extension provides employers in the micro, small, and medium enterprise business sector and charitable organizations with a valuable window to regularize their accounts and benefit from the waiver of penalties, interest, and arrears. On arrears. Under the extension, qualifying employers are offered a 100% waiver on interest, and this will go up to arrears up to March 31st, 2025. Expo Jamaica 2025 embodies this vision, highlighting diverse sectors from manufacturing, agriculture, technology, logistics, finance, and tourism. Jamaican manufacturers and exporters gathered here today are pivotal to this diversification journey. Platforms such as the Jamaica Emerging Manufacturers and Services Village provide critical exposure to micro and small enterprises in sectors like castor oil, nutraceuticals, aromatherapy, beauty products, and bamboo goods, reflecting precisely the diversified growth that we would want to see. I'm looking forward to visiting the tech village and other areas to see the offerings that are there. But there is a matter which I'm sure many of you are eager to hear the government's response. While we can celebrate the promise of our economic expansion and diversification, we must also remain alert and responsive to evolving global trade dynamics that may affect our exporters and manufacturers. The recent announcement by the United States government of a 10% baseline tariff on imports from all countries set to take effect on April 5th, 2025, introduces a significant shift in global trade policy, one that could impact Jamaica's market access to our largest trading partner. Jamaica, like other CARICOM nations, have traded with the US under the Caribbean Basin Initiative, the CBIs. Many of you would know about the CBI, which provides non-reciprocal duty-free access for a wide range of products to the US market. Today, nearly 90% of Jamaican exports to the United States enter under these preferential terms. However, the new US tariff regime, rooted in a broader policy of reciprocal trade balancing, has raised serious concerns about the future of these preferential arrangements. While the government of Jamaica has not yet received formal notification on the precise implementation procedures, including whether these new tariffs will override existing CBI provisions, we are actively engaging with the United States Trade Representative and other relevant authorities to seek urgent clarification. We are also conducting a detailed technical assessment in collaboration with relevant ministries and agencies to fully understand the scope of these tariffs and their implications for Jamaica's trade and industrial policy. It is important to emphasize that these developments do not reflect any erosion in the long-standing and strong bilateral relationship between Jamaica and the United States. Rather, it reflects a broader recalibration of U.S. trade policy that is global in scope. Still, we will use every available diplomatic channel, including working with our CARICOM brothers and sisters and utilizing the Office of Trade Negotiations to seek to preserve the positions our exporters have secured over decades of deepening trade ties with the United States. Again, I must emphasize that clarity is still needed on several matters. Furthermore, there may also be opportunities to be found, and we must therefore be proactive and prospective. So to our manufacturers and exporters, we understand the uncertainty this announcement has created, and we are with you every step of the way. You are not only integral to our economic strategy, you are national champions of our resilience and ingenuity. The government will continue to advocate on your behalf and ensure that your interests are protected in any new global trade architecture. I will wrap those statements in my own comments. Jamaica has pursued a very strategic foreign policy in the same way we have pursued very strategic economic policies. If it is one thing that you can be certain of for a small, open economy like Jamaica, is that we will have shocks. Exogenous shocks. Things that happen outside of and beyond our control. In the past, we used to say it is other people's fault. In the past, we used to hope that good friendships will come to our rescue. In the past, there are those who believe the world owed us something. That is not my stance, and I have not run this government in that way. We must be prepared for shocks, and we must be resilient. We must be able to absorb the hit and recover. And we must put ourselves in a position to always be welcomed at the table to negotiate. And where we have our truths and strong positions, we must speak them clearly without fear to authority and powers. And we do it without bombast, hysterics, and hyperbole. And we get the job done. As we have for the last 9 years at the helm of this country. Carrying Jamaica through the worst pandemic, the worst global shocks as a result of the pandemic, through a hurricane, followed by a tropical storm, all kinds of shocks. And what used to take us 30 years and 17 years to recover, we recover momentarily. So for those who take this for granted and would wish to diminish it and believe that there is something else, let me urge you to think carefully. This is a new world, an uncertain world, but Jamaica stands on its 2 feet, erect and proud. We will secure our economic independence. And I want every Jamaican to appreciate that. So yes, it is uncertain time. In today's world, you require disruption of systems for there to be innovation and new opportunities. So whilst we see the downside of the disruptive global order that we have now, we are not going to sit by and wait. There are opportunities that must be had. There are prospects to be uncovered. And so I urge my manufacturers, my business people, before you start to look at the negative, also look for the opportunities. Don't just sit down and say, complain about all the things that's going on, and all the things that's going bad, expecting that government is going to solve all the problems for you. Be the entrepreneur. Be the one who is the risk taker. Be the one who is looking for the opportunity. So I say to my manufacturers, my exporters, yes, there may be some dislocation. Government will work with you to mitigate, but look for the opportunities. So to our manufacturers and exporters gathered here tonight, your effort represents the heart of our economic progress. Your resilience, innovation, and entrepreneurial courage have carried brand Jamaica to every corner of the globe. As Prime Minister, I commit to ensuring our policies and initiatives remain aligned with your ambitions, creating an enabling environment that fosters investment, innovation, and global competitiveness. Together, we will strengthen our local economy and solidify Jamaica's position on the international stage. Expo Jamaica is a vivid showcase of Jamaica's boundless potential. So as we advance global partnerships and create impactful local results, let us reaffirm our collective determination to build a prosperous, productive Jamaica that leaves no one behind. Congratulations to everyone involved in this extraordinary event. Thank you for your continued belief in our shared Jamaican dream. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and pleasure to officially declare Expo Jamaica 2025 open. Thank you.